I had bigger goals for myself, man. And I planned that shit, and I planned my work, then I worked my plan. You feel me? Like, a lot of us plan to work, but we don't execute the plan. And I executed it. It was a lengthy process.
The fact of me still keeping his legacy alive.
Yeah. And of course, I don't think it was intentional. I think that's what's going on with a lot of people.
Well, I can't. I'm not at liberty to speak on it.
I understand.
Because I don't know. My son could have died from something else, so that's something I would not speak on.
I got you.
But
but
once the results are available, and I do a second opinion, then I'll speak on it. And I'm not in denial about anything. Because at the end of the day, we're all human, bro.
Yo, the hip-hop world is tripping right now. If you've been following the headlines, you already know that Rich Homie Quan was reported dead earlier this month. The rapper's alleged passing sent shockwaves through the industry, but as you will find out in a few, or if this is all just one elaborate death hoax. Let me break it down for you, cause honestly, some things ain't adding up. There's even speculation that Quan could have pulled a Houdini to escape some beef with YSL. Yep, I'm talking Young Thug and his crew. This could be connected to the RICO case swirling around them. You might think that sounds crazy, but trust me, by the end of this video, you'll start really wondering if Rich Homie Quan is really gone, or if he just ghosted us all.
I taught him humility, I taught him strength, I taught him dignity. So I mean, you know, in order to die, you must live. We know this is temporary.
For sure.
I mean, the devastation hurts, but reality is his life, bro.
The death of Rich Homie Quan. First, let's go over what we know about Quan's so-called death. According to an incident report from the Atlanta Police Department, Quan, whose real name is DeQuantes Devontae Lamar, was found by his brother Andre Munford at around 3 a.m. on September 5th. Munford claimed he found Quan asleep on the floor by the kitchen with food in his mouth, which, let's be real, is already sounding a little odd. Like, who falls asleep on the floor while eating and nobody even notices?
I was on Molly every day. Oof. Listen, geeked up. Bite down.
Munford then said he picked his brother up off the floor and put him on the couch. Now, most of us would have probably called someone or tried to check on Quan more thoroughly, especially if something felt very unusual, as Munford himself said. But nah, dude just left him on the couch like everything was normal. Then Quan's girlfriend Amber Williams woke up a few hours later, saw him on the couch, thought he was just knocked out, and left to take her kids to school. When Williams came back, she still didn't think anything was wrong, so she went back to bed. It wasn't until she woke up again at around 11 a.m. that she realized something was really off. At this point, Quan wasn't breathing, his body was cold, and he was unresponsive. Williams called 911, but by the time paramedics got there, it was too late. Quan was taken to a nearby hospital, where he was pronounced dead.
Tell me exactly what happened.
My boyfriend, he's been asleep on the couch since this morning. Well, he never came to bed last night, sleep on the couch. I left him on the couch before I took my son to school this morning, put a blanket over him, and now I just checked on him again because he never got up. I don't feel a heartbeat. I don't see him breathing.
And you said, hold on, you said on the couch, and what happened?
I said I put a cover over him because it gets a little cool, and he's in the living room. And now I just checked on him because I see he never got up, and I don't see him breathing. I don't feel a heartbeat or anything, and I turned him over. I see he kind of foamed at the mouth.
That's the official story, but when you start breaking it down and looking closer, things get murky real fast. Inconsistencies in the timeline. Here's Quan actually alive when his brother found him at 3 a.m.? If he was still breathing then, how did he go from being asleep to cold and lifeless just a few hours later? And if Munford thought something was strange when he found Quan on the floor, why didn't he do more to check if his brother was okay? It feels like something's missing here. Even Amber's actions are kind of suspect. She saw her boyfriend just laying on the couch, left the house for a few hours, came back, and still didn't think to check on him more closely. By the time she realized something was wrong, it was already too late. And again, I'm not saying she should have known something was wrong, but it just feels off that nobody in that house took a deeper look sooner.
Can I add his dad to the call? He's trying to call me back because I called him first before I called you.
Okay, so we need to help your boyfriend now. Okay, listen carefully. Lay him flat on his back on the floor and remove anything under his head.
He is not waking up. quick.
Plus, the autopsy results are still pending, which only adds to the mystery. They did an autopsy on Quan's body the day after he died, but we still don't have an official cause of death. Normally, those kinds of results come out pretty fast, especially if foul play isn't suspected, as was the case here. So, why the holdup? Is it possible that they're waiting on something else? Maybe because Quan ain't really gone? The YSL connection. Why Quan would fake his death. Now, let's get into some of the serious speculation. A lot of people are saying that Quan might have faked his death to escape YSL. And if you've been following the ongoing saga with Young Thug and his RICO case, this might not sound so far-fetched. For those who don't know, Young Thug is currently on trial facing some serious charges related to the YSL Young Slime Life Gang, which the authorities claim is a criminal organization. Feds have been coming hard for the whole crew, and several members have been caught up in the case. One name that keeps getting thrown around in this drama is Rich Homie Quan. While Quan hasn't been officially linked to YSL in the same way Young Thug has, there's definitely history there. Remember, Quan and Thug used to be tight, but at some point, the friendship seemed to fall apart, and rumors started swirling that Quan might have been snitching on Thug and the YSL crew. If Quan was worried that people in YSL were coming for him, faking his death could have been a way out. Now I know what you're thinking. Why would someone fake their death to escape gang-related drama? Well, if you remember, there were rumors back in the day that Quan's father's barbershop was lit up, supposedly by someone connected to YSL. There's even talk that Lil Woody, a known YSL affiliate, was involved in that situation.
Did you tell police that Thug had an issue with
I think I
Rich
just answered
Homie
you.
Quan? I don't think you did. Oh, if you did, I did not hear you. So
Oh,
you
I'm
could
sorry.
repeat your answer.
I said it. Thug was trying to protect Rich Homie. He was calling us saying that, man, hey man, leave Rich Homie alone. Like, he don't tell me what to do.
So that still didn't answer the question. Yes, no, I don't recall. Did Thug have an issue with Rich Homie Quan bringing members of If Gang to his apartment?
Thug, did you have an issue
wait.
with Rich Homie?
I'm asking you for what you told the police.
And I'm answering you. I just told you several times. I tell the police anything.
If Quan thought his life was in danger, faking his death might have been his only shot at survival. By disappearing, he could get away from all the heat and start fresh under the radar. We've seen other rappers go through some wild situations when it comes to faking their deaths. Just look at all the conspiracy theories around Tupac and Juice WRLD. So, it wouldn't be the first time someone in hip-hop pulled something like this. Is Rich Homie Quan really dead? The funeral has already happened, with fans, family, and friends gathering to say their goodbyes at the World Changers Church International in South Fulton, Georgia. There was a huge celebration of life in his honor, and the whole event was live streamed online for those who couldn't make it. So, it seems like everything points to Quan being gone for real. But if he really faked his death, would they still have gone through all this?
Just being in the studio. Quan get in the studio, he like to take his shoes off and have his church socks on and shit. So I got a lot of I got a ton of memories with Quan. Quan stayed at my crib. Always calling me on fuck with Quan.
And has this experience brought you closer to God? Think about your own mortality. Had you leaned into any Bible scriptures or anything?
Nah, I'm tuned in with the word, bro. I'm tuned in with the word. It's just another sad loss.
Man, check this out. So, we were leaving. I think we had a show together in Arizona.
Here's another angle. Even if Quan's family held a funeral, that doesn't necessarily mean he's dead. Funerals can happen without a body, or there could have been some kind of arrangement to keep things under wraps. The fact that there's no official cause of death released yet makes it even more suspicious. If everything was cut and dry, wouldn't the authorities have released the results of his autopsy by now?
And he was happy because I don't think he had ever had just all of them.
We've also seen rappers fake their deaths before, only to resurface later. There are some die-hard Tupac fans who still believe he's out there somewhere living it up on an island. And Juice WRLD's death was followed by a flood of conspiracy theories, with fans pointing to lyrics in his songs that seem to predict his own passing. Could Quan be following the same playbook? The timing of his death, with the YSL trial heating up and rumors swirling that Quan might have been in danger, definitely adds fuel to the fire. And if the plan was to get out of the game and avoid potential threats, wouldn't be the craziest thing we've seen in hip-hop. The DC Young Fly confession situation. And then there's the whole situation with DC Young Fly comforting Quan's family, especially his mother, during the alleged funeral service. I mean, DC was out here praising Quan's mom for her strength and obedience in the face of grief, comparing it to the biblical story of Job. He talked about how suffering is a test of faith, and if that doesn't sound like something deeper is going on, I don't know what does. Like, DC has known Rich Homie Quan since 2003, and he was all about how the family gave the world a legend.
Mom, I want to let you know, because we talked yesterday, and when we talked yesterday, I was just observing, and I want you to know that you are being obedient. The way you spoke, your energy, the way you talk, your head. Corey said it yesterday. She said, I'm going off how my mama going. But how you move, Emma, is how we supposed to move during these times. Because all the morals and the doctrines, this is the only time that we really apply it. When we hurt Job, everybody go read the book of Job. Just read the book of Job. He took everything from Job. He kept snatching everything from Job. And Job, like every Christian that, everybody like, I put so much good into the world. Why so much bad coming to me? He like, you know what? I ain't really been bad to nobody. I just want to talk to him. I want to ask him why he doing this to me.
But here's the part that's really got me side-eyeing this whole thing. If DC is out here comforting the family, does he already know that Quan's coming back once all this YSL and Young Thug drama cools down? Like, come on, they've been tight for years. So there's no way DC doesn't have some inside scoop, right? It just seems way too convenient, and I can't help but wonder if DC knows more than he's letting on.
We're gonna continue on his legacy. And even through the small amount of time, it made a big impact. You understand? And I know he's the head of the household, and a lot of people in here is probably questioning. Now, there's two ways to ask questions. The first way to ask questions is you're asking because you're trying to learn the knowledge so you can apply it to future understandings. And the second way to ask questions is you're questioning because you want to question the reasoning for what's going on. And the second way of questioning can be disobedience. So we always have to go with the first way of how we ask questions. Not why is this happening? Not why is this happening to me? No, we have to ask God, what is the purpose? What is the lesson? How do I apply this to my future understanding? Because this is the end. He's at peace. One day we too shall do this. He's still leading. He said, I got to go to see what's going on. But as you can see, I'm still leading. You shall follow.
And to wrap it all up, DC Young Fly didn't just stop at comforting them. He actually went on to encourage the family to keep pushing forward, reminding them that we're all on borrowed time. Now, if that doesn't feel like a hint or some low-key coded message, I don't know what does. Could this all be a hoax? Now, let's flip the script. Could the whole thing be a hoax? We've seen crazy stories in the hip-hop world before, so it's not impossible. What if Quan really did fake his death, and the funeral, the mourning posts, and the tributes are all part of the plan? People would have questions, obviously, but I feel like a lot of fans would still welcome him back with open arms. The culture loves a good comeback story, and this would definitely be one for the books. Fan reactions, and the fans had a lot to say about Quan's alleged passing, and the possibility that he could still be alive. One user kept it real simple, but you could feel the vibe through the screen, saying, "This make me feel some type of way." And honestly, same. It's one of those situations that just leaves you with more questions than answers. But then another user came in and gave us some energy, writing, "It's some weird ish going on. This is sad as hell. SMH, something ain't right out here." They hit the nail on the head, because whatever this situation is, it's definitely giving strange vibes. Can't help but side-eye everything when these mysteries pop up in the news, right? Oh, and of course, one had to remind us about the bigger picture, saying he was supposed to testify against Young Thug today. I'm Rich Homie Quan, really gone?